to explain the topic in that way. Okay, so could you please start with your quick introduction? At least, what is your I just want to know what you're doing currently. What is your background? That's it. Okay, so we'll start with Mallikarjun.
Hi everyone, myself Madapati Mallikarjun. Like I have overall 17 plus years of experience, but relevant to Ariba, I have 4 years. So currently I'm working in Tech Mahindra in the implementation process of buying and invoicing.
That's great. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, Mallikarjun.
yeah.
Awais Ali. Sorry.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Avais Ali.
Right.
So I am working with the SAP MM and I'm looking for SAP Riba integrations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Manoj.
Hello everyone. Good morning. I do have the overall 6 years of SAP experience, out of which 3 years of SAP S/4HANA, later 2 years SRM, and last 1.5 years I'm working with Ariba Guided Bank.
Great. Okay, fine. Mohan.
Mohan Prabhu, working as an MM consultant and also in Ariba.
Okay.
Integration.
Fine. So almost everybody is similar type of experience. We have. Yeah, Siddharth.
Hello everyone, I'm Siddharth. So I have total 7 years of experience. So I worked on MM, SRM, SAP GTS, and currently into SAP Ariba. So I worked on upstream and downstream and API integrations.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
Good to know. Yeah, Abhijit.
Hello, hi everyone. Uh, I have 8+ years of experience in manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
So for SAP in SAP Ariba, I don't have such experience, but I
Okay.
want to learn. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Kumar Babu.
Yeah, hi all, good morning. Currently, I'm working in Tata Consulting Services with the overall 4 years of experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Thank you. Rohit.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I have total 6.5 years of experience totally in Ariba, mainly in Ariba upstream, SLP sourcing, contract management, implementation projects. And recently
Okay,
have started to work in guided buying also in 2NB setup. So yeah.
nice. And Krishna ji. Krishna, can you hear him? Okay, fine. Thank you. I could see your message. Thank you. Srini.
Hello. Yeah, hi. This is Srinivas. I have overall 6+ years of experience in Ariba upstream and downstream models.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you everyone for the wonderful introduction. So at least everybody is aware of like the ERP and Ariba at least. So most of you have experience of Ariba as well, and you know the ERP as well. So how Ariba and ERP both are working together. Okay, fine. So let me share my screen. Hope you guys can see my screen now.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. So let's get started. So we are going to discuss on Ariba CIG, which is Cloud Integration and Gateway, but uh, we are not calling it as CIG now. In spite of CIG, we're just calling it as Managed Gateway for Spend and Network. But we are habituated by calling this name CIG since long time. So still we are calling it as CIG, CIG, and CIG. Okay. But this name has been replaced with Managed Gateway for Spend and Network. So if you are aware of Ariba, or if you have seen Ariba's screen, you might have seen in spite of CIG now, we are able to see this description, like Managed Gateway for Spend and Network. Okay, so in this training, we will be talking about the integration part, like what integration is, why are we doing integration, what are the like architecture we have, how it looks like, how the data is going to exchange, from one system to another system. So this is what we have planned today for this session. Okay, so as you know, like CIG is which is managed gateway. It is completely a integration middleware, we can say, which is connecting Ariba and SAP system. And by using these two system, we have the integration point that we are going to configure in the system, and based on that, the data from Ariba to S4 or from S4 to Ariba is flowing, or we are exchanging the data based on the transactions. So we have different module. Based on the modules, the transactions or the integration is happening, right? So if we are working in SLP, we are going to integrate SLP data from Ariba to SAP. And even for the legacy data, suppose if we want to transfer anything from SAP to Ariba, that is also possible, right? So these are the connectivity which we have. And so basically it is data transformation tool, you can say. And this is working based on the mapping, right? So how this mapping is happening between these two, Ariba and in between Ariba and S4. So when we are talking about CIG, so CIG is basically connecting from Ariba and SAP side, SAP ERP side. So we need to check all the mappings, like how the mappings are working. So there will be some standard mapping which is already available with us in the system. Whenever we're working for any project, initially when we get Ariba system, all the standard mappings will be in place. Only the thing is we need to check like what are the mappings are available. Sometimes few mapping are missing also. So when we get the system for any project, and if we are doing sanity test of the CIG portal, and when we get into that, we can see many data is missing over there. Okay, so that is the initial discussion or initial identification which we are doing in the starting of the project. Okay, so we will talk on that in detail. So basically, now CIG is completely a middleware which is connecting to system. Let's take an example of one of the module like Ariba SLP. So in Ariba, we have different modules. We have SLP, we have sourcing, we have contract, we have supplier risk, we have spend analysis, we have commerce automation and supply chain collaboration, right? So we have different modules we are working on. Now it is depend on the project in which you are working, whether it many clients where you will be seeing the integration of SLP sourcing and contracts, but many clients they are using only the BNI P2O. They are not using upstream at all. Okay, so based on the client's requirement, we are working on the integrations. So we will talk about the integration part of SLP sourcing, contract, buying and invoicing, commerce automation, everything. Okay, so it will completely depend in which project you are doing and what type of integration you are doing. Okay, if it is related to SLP module, like what data you are going to transfer, how are you going to create the suppliers, and what data need to be transferred from Ariba to to SAP system, and how the vendor will create, what are the different fields we have. So all the field mapping is also required from Ariba side. At the same time, there will be some like setting some configurations which need to perform in SAP S4 system as well. Okay, and then only the data will be or the integration will work, and the data will exchange from one system to another system. So it is completely depend on your client's requirement, depends on your project. Whether you are working on many clients, they are working only maybe they are not working on SLP module, they are working on only sourcing and contract in upstream, and supplier data they are taking directly from BNI to Ariba. So this is also one of the possibility. Or many clients they are not using the upstream at all, directly they are working in Ariba downstream. Upstream data they are directly taking from SAP system. So everything is possible. Okay, so this is how Ariba is going to connect. So now it is depend what type of data you are going to transfer, whether it is your master data or transactional data. So anything whatever you want to transfer, now it is depend what is your source system. If suppose so basically now for master data, if you take the example of the ERP system, so what are the configurations we are doing in SAP S4 HANA system? So whatever it is needed based on the module, whether it is SLP, sourcing, contract, BNI, whatever it is. Okay. So if you have configured everything, after that, now what type of master data or transactional data you are going to transfer from SAP to Ariba? So it will depend what is your source system for the master data and what is your source system for the transactional data. So it is both the way it is working. It is from Ariba to S4 also it is working, from S4 to Ariba it is working, and based on this the module names are divided into different parts. Okay, so if we are talking from a Ariba side, now suppose if you are creating any PR, so that PR need to convert to the PO. So PO number should transfer to S4 via CIG, and based on that, once the PO number will create, that PO number should replicate back from SAP to S4 also. SAP to Ariba also via CIG. So it is depend what type of requirement it is and in which project you are working on. If you are working on the master data side, like what are the master data we are going to transfer and how it is going to transfer and what are the configurations we need to complete from SAP and in CIG. Okay, so in master data, these are just the example of few master data. Suppose you want to export this master data, so we have a standard like program which we are running, and based on that, those master data is going to export from SAP system to the Ariba system. So for that we have a we need to schedule a batch job, and for batch job we need to check with the basis team, and based on the like configuration, based on the batch job timing, all these master data is going to transfer every day, maybe within 12 hours or in 24 hours. So based on the timing, whatever it is maintained in the batch job, based on that those master data is exporting to Ariba system, right? So this is one way which we are working on. Sometimes maybe you want to test something and you are not able to run, you are not able to export the master data, you can load the master data manually also in Ariba. Okay, so it is in the real time. Obviously it won't happen in the production. In the production always the like job should run and the data should transfer. In the worst case, in few cases, like suppose the user want to create some PO and they are not able to see some master data which is missing, and based on the bad job it is not passing as well. So in that case, you can do this. You can go for the manual load with the permission of the client side, and then only you are going for that. Okay, so similarly about after master data you will have the transactional data. So what transaction data you are going to transfer, how it is coming from SAP to Ariba via CIG. So these all configurations we need to do, and that is what part of our integration part. So when we are talking about integration of CIG, we are not only doing in Ariba, sorry, we are not doing only in Ariba CIG. We have to do the configuration mapping, everything in SAP as well. So we need to configure equally based on the standard configuration, whatever it is available. And SAP has given some set of standard configuration as well. So always SAP is suggesting if you are going for any CIG configuration, please take the uh, latest uh, like document which is published by SAP, and with the help of that document you can make those settings. Okay, not 100%, but at least 60 to 70% of the data that we are taking it from the standard document, and rest of the configurations which we are doing it in the system. Okay, then we have the business network. So in business network also, earlier we used to call it as a CP Ariba network. So Ariba network is now called as business network. So in business network, we have two axes. One will be for supplier, one will be for the buyer. So one is buyer network, another one is supplier network. Okay. So in buyer network also we need to do some endpoint configurations, and based on that only the data is going to transfer correctly. We need to check all the standard parameters is properly enabled or not. So all these we need to check in the business network. Okay. So these are just examples I have just taken to explain about CIG and how it is going to connect from one system to another system. Okay, so initially, let's talk about some configurations, like how it is happening at the high level. So initially, whenever we are working on any integration projects, if we have a set of team, now suppose project is going to start, so definitely there will be we cannot do alone, but at least along with Ariba consultant. If you are aware of that is fine. If your project leaders are aware that you as a Ariba resource, you know configuration as well, then they can utilize you as a resource. Or there will be a separate resource who will be working on SAP side, because nowadays we have lot of Ariba experts available in the market, but maybe they are not aware of SAP So especially side, or they have never worked on SAP side, so they are dedicatedly working in Ariba. But nowadays, if you are a Ariba consultant, we must know at least SAP module, how the configurations are being done in the SAP system. So at least we should have the knowledge of it add value to your profile, to your for your career. Okay, so we need separately. So when this project preparation happens, that time itself it is decided whether the Ariba CIG consultants will work in side configuration, or there will be a separate consultant or CIG consultant. So that is how the team is going to build. So one will be the CIG consultant, one will be a consultant, there will be a basis consultant, and also we need a BAP consultant. Okay, a BAP consultant not for the full time, but at least we need for some short time whenever we need some maybe some notes or some user exits or some variant configurations. Maybe for a few time we need some a BAP consultant as well. So at least these many consultants we required. Even we may have the requirement of FI consultant as well, for the FI related some configuration, funds management, budget check functionalities and all. Okay, but those will be for very short time. So but this Ariba basis team, Ariba basis consultant, consultant, and Ariba CIG consultant, we have to work together continuously. Along with us, obviously the shared service team will be there. If you are working in implementation project, so initially he will be there with us. In case if we will stuck somewhere, or if we face any issues, we can reach out to them to for any help. Okay, so once you have the team with yourself, now after that, like whenever the system is handed over by SAP to us, so and CIG access may be with the basis team as well, because they have to also download some certificate and maintain in the cloud connector. So initially when they start, they download the add-ons in SAP system, and based on those add-ons, whatever the standard parameters is needed for SAP side configuration for CIG, those for those settings at least, uh, we need those information. Okay, so that is how the basis team is going to do this activity. After add-ons, they will be working on the cloud connectors. They will check all the cloud connectors properly, right? So this is what they will be doing from their end. Similarly, from Ariba side, initially we will enable CIG part, means the managed gateway and spend network, we have to enable from CIG. So the moment we will enable it, so when we will receive the system from SAP, that time definitely it won't enable, because we have to enable it with the help of the client. So always we will take the client with us, because in the worksheet it will be clearly mentioned that when are we going to enable CIG. So we have to loop client as well, because when we enable CIG, that time we need to mention one email address as well, right? So when we will enable, there will be a P user ID will create, and along with that P user ID there will be a password will generate. So that will be sent to the user to the email address, whatever it will be maintained over there. Sometimes the user wants to, means from the business side, client side, they want to keep this information with themselves. Whenever we need, we can ask them, or even we as a CIG consultant, we can mention our email ID, but we will inform to the client. And then when we will enable CIG, we can see that P user ID and the password will be generated, because that is the initial configuration we need to do. And because that is very important, user ID and password that need to maintain in Ariba, as well as Ariba CIG, as well as in SAP system as well. So whether it is in S4 or ECC, whatever you are working currently. Okay, so after doing all these, then after installation of all your add-ons and all cloud connectors, everything is now in place. Then after that, you are now going to work on the like configuration side from CIG. Similarly, the basis team will complete their activity from the cloud connector settings, right? And then we need to get into the SAP S4 configurations, right? So it is depend in which version you are working, right? So you can work on SAP ECC or in SAP S4 as well. In SAP ECC 6.0 and above, so SAP had strongly suggested that if you are going for CIG implementation, please use ECC 6.0, EHP 6 and above. So it is very easy for us for the integration, ECC 6.0, EHP 6 and above. But it's not like that. There is a work around for everything. Even I have worked for a project where it was SAP ECC 6.0, EHP 5. Okay, so everything is possible that can be done. So this is how we are going to integrate with CIG. Okay, now suppose with CIG with SAP. Now suppose you are working with a client and they are using some different application, then different ERP, maybe Oracle or PeopleSoft or Coupa or maybe any other ERP, if suppose they are working on. Then how can it be integrated? It can be integrated with CIG, but along with this, earlier we used to use ITK. So ITK is completely closed now since more than 2 years almost. SAP is not supporting for ITK at all. So in spite of that, now SAP is working on BTP integration. That is one of the integration tool which is helping us for integration for non-SAP system. But if it is SAP strongly, when we are talking about CIG now, so CIG is only a middleware which is going to connect, and based on the ERP package, based on the ERP which is used by your client, we are going to use it. Now it is depend in which version the client is working. If it is S4 HANA, they can have 151116101701809202. It may be the latest system, maybe the uh, last 2 3 years old S4 system, doesn't matter for us. So this is how we are going to connect these two systems. And coming to the configurations, like there will be, we have talked about it, so these are just some set of 7 points I have mentioned here. So these will be all your standard settings that need to be performed in the Ariba system, as well as in uh, Ariba CIG and in SAP system. So this is what we discussed, like they will add on, they will install the add-on, they will, then we have to enable SAP Ariba Cloud Integration Gateway. Then they will install the cloud connector in SAP system. Then we have the setup for global settings. So inside global settings, we will have this certificate. So these certificates are very important to be maintained. So these certificates can be down. So that is what I was talking about. If suppose your basis consultant will maybe they will have the access for this CIG portal, so they will get into CIG and then they will just download those certificates, or they can ask us also to download it and just send those certificate link. So either way we can do it, we can send them, then the RFC destination, so they will create the port and that will be connect to the RFC destination. Then the logical system, where you need to mention like what is the system ID uh, because in ERP side we'll have the system ID that need to maintain. Similarly, the same system ID we need to maintain properly in CIG as well. Okay, and so once these are the initial configurations, we are doing it in the system, and after this initial configuration, the initial, or I will say, like, transformation of data will start. So you can now send the connectivity data to CIG from SAP ERP. Okay, with some a few configurations. Okay, after that, whatever it is your need, whether it is you are going to transfer your master data, or you are trying, then you will start creating your SLP system, supplier in SLP, sourcing, contract, whatever data you want. So for SAP SLP, we have a different configuration in SAP. So after doing all these activity, at least when the system will start or sending the data from SAP to Ariba or via CIG, then we can just test it for few information, and then you can check, you can complete your other configurations. Like there will be some specific configuration for SLP, sourcing, contract, buying and invoicing, for catalogs. Okay, so these, for business network, we will have different configurations. So all these configuration need to complete from the SAP SAP side. So either if you are working as a CIG consultant, uh, you may have the access and you can also complete it. If suppose team is there, maybe the consultant will not aware of all this. Okay, so we can provide the standard document, or we can help them to get into this and to complete this. Okay, fine. Hope it is clear to everybody.
I have one doubt.
Yes, please.
As you said, if it is a different ERP, then
Hmm.
the SAP B2P will come into place, right?
Right. It
Means you
is.
said, yeah,
Yes.
tell me, go
Good.
ahead. Like if
Yeah,
it
good.
is a Oracle or a Coupa, so
Hmm.
it will not be done through CIG, right?
I said both. I said it
Both.
can be done. It can be done from CIG as well. It can be done
Okay,
from B2P as well.
okay, okay, fine.
We need to just maintain the correct system ID in
Okay,
the CIG if you are going through CIG.
okay, okay. Thank you, thank
So any ERP is possible, not a
you.
problem.
Okay, okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So that is what I have prepared for. Now, if you guys have any question, let's discuss on the question and answer part. So this is
One
just a
second.
very high level uh, introduction about CIG.
What is the agenda for this complete training?
This agenda will be completely the integration. We will discuss on CIG integration from Ariba to SAP.
What are all those integrations?
SLP, sourcing, contract, buying and invoicing, commerce automation. SCC we will try to cover. I'm not sure, but if we will get the access, we can do that too.
And do you cover any live scenarios?
Yes, definitely. All the configurations we'll be doing in SAP system, and in Ariba as well. We will talk about the standard mapping, and if you want to go for any custom mapping, how we will be doing it in CIG, how the
Okay,
project preparation will happen. So we will be talking on those live in the system.
okay.
Yeah.
No, you are the
And
Are we
functional.
going to
Sorry,
are we
you are
going
the
to configure
functional
batch of
consultant.
details?
Sorry, one by one. Yeah, Mohan, please.
No, you are the functional consultant. How are you going to handle this technical part? Uh,
Sorry, I am a techno-functional consultant. I'm working in
oh,
CIG, Ariba. I'm leading all these modules.
okay, okay.
Are we going to cover the badge of scheduling, that master data programs that you're talking, right? We have sending the some master data, just data from CIG to uh from basically ACP to CIG, CIG to Ariba, right? So all
Right.
this part we are going to cover here, how the badge of scheduling, how the data is configured, like for, right? Badge of
So
scheduling.
for batch job scheduling, exactly for the time, obviously we need the help of the basis team. But if he will not be there, here we will run the program, and I will show you like how you will maintain the information in the SC38 or SA38 program, and how you are going to export those master data from SAP to Ariba. So those data we will be seeing.
Basically the how the program is configured, like the which parameter which we have considered, right? For
Right.
master data and transaction data, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes. From SAP side, whatever configuration is required to connect to CIG, we will be talking every point.
And are we going to cover here ECC part as well, or only SAP S/4HANA we are talking here?
See, there is
Because
you might be thinking about ECC and S4 HANA difference.
uh, not thinking about, because I have worked on these projects. Okay, so we have
Okay.
the backend ECC systems. Okay,
Hmm.
so separate region, different client region wise, we have the different SAP backends. Okay.
Right. So
So are we going to at least talk about that, how that different backends connected together to the through CIG to Ariba? That's
we will be talking from only S4 side, because we will have the access of SAP S4, and then because that S4 only is connected with, means we will try to connect with Ariba. That is what we have in one box. So I will not be able to show you the connectivity from ECC to Ariba, ECC to CIG.
but is there any separate session that you are going to be cover how the ECC having the separate backend, different backends, how those are connected with Ariba, something that you maybe the separate session on this, if you have any information or
See, from ECC to S4, whatever configuration you are doing in ECC for CIG, the same configurations will be there in S4 also. So there won't
correct, but
be any,
yeah,
yeah,
but in Ariba we have to separate connections, right? We have to configure the separate connections, correct?
yes. So
So those
obviously,
those uh
obviously, whatever connection, whatever configuration we will be doing in SAP side, that we are doing it, that is required to connect to our Ariba system in CIG, right? So in CIG, we will be doing all these configurations. We will enable all the parameters, and the same configuration, whatever it is needed to connect these two systems, we will do it in the SAP system.
Okay, and we are also going to cover this development quality systems configuration, right? Apart from productions.
See, we will have only one system, so we will, and the same thing you have to do it in quality, because in Ariba we have only one system. Okay, it is not like we have test, quality, and production. So we will have only one system in Ariba. In SAP, we can have different system. So
Okay.
based on the system ID of development or quality, we can connect from Ariba. So from Ariba, from one box, we can send the data to different system. So based on the system
Okay.
ID, we can differentiate that.
But in that URL point of view, in CIG configuration URL point of view, the P user ID will be different, right? For the development quality and production, right?
So it will be common. PU
It will
in
be
a
common.
Yeah, in Ariba is a single box. Okay, whether from one Ariba system you can connect three different SAP system as well with three different ID, but Ariba box will be same. So P user
Yeah.
ID will be unique. Okay, it will be just differentiate based on the system ID and based on the other mapping which is needed to connect to other systems.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear.
Okay. Yeah, Prasad, you have raised your hand. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask. So we are CIG to SSC and CIG to SLP. What all will be the what we'll cover in this sessions like class? I want to understand.
See, if you're talking about SLP, it is supplier lifecycle and performance module. So whatever
Mhm.
configuration we will be doing from the DRF or DRF IMG side, we will be talking on that. That will help us to integrate our SLP module. Along with us, we'll be doing on the DRF output. Okay, that is completely your SLP module. Now for supply chain collaboration, we have the different type of collaboration like GR collaboration, PO collaboration, invoice collaboration, quality collaboration. So all these configurations we will be seeing.
So only SSC will be covering in this class, or
We are covering SLP, sourcing, contract, buying and invoicing, commerce automation, and SCC as well.
Okay.
Buying universe is also cover the guided buying, correct?
Yeah,
So, what is the duration of this course? How the classes will be?
it will be 1 month of course. Or one
Okay,
month of course, you can say we will have the working session for 20 hours if you exclude Saturday to Sunday. So 20 to 20 or 1 hours of session.
okay. And do you provide any test access as well to practice in between
Yeah,
once
yeah,
we start
definitely you will
going through the
receive
training?
access. Access. Yes, yes, you will
Okay,
receive.
okay, okay.
So that you
Sorry,
will also
just one
get
more.
hands-on. I'm sorry, Prasad, you were saying something?
Yeah, just one question. So actually, I joined 10 minutes late. So,
Mhm.
can you just so this would be SAP Ariba complete course, and can you just brief experience yours? It's because I'm also working on Ariba, but the
Mhm.
experience is 5 years. So how
Okay,
would
fine.
it be helpful?
We will talk here completely the integration part, CIG integration. How the integration will happen in CIG, how the mapping will happen in CIG, how the data will transfer from one system to another system.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Mallikarjun, you were saying something.
No, no, that's what. So I just wanted to know, like the classes would be in the morning session, how in the evening session. So just
Uh,
wanted to check with you.
we will that timing and all you can check with Subbu who has
Okay.
contacted you. So
Yeah.
we need to check the timing and feasibility of each one of you and from the previous batches as well. And then based on that, we will majority based on the majority of the time because I also need to check my timing and based on that we will schedule the class.
Okay. Okay. Fine. No issue. I will connect with Subbu regarding this.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Hi, this is Ramki. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
So, you said you are providing the access, correct? Are you going to provide for CAG only, or are you going to provide access for Ariba and Business Network and the SAP?
We will provide as an end user access for Ariba and CIG access you will have. You will not be allowed to do any configuration in Ariba because it is completely a CIG training. So in CIG, if you want to make any, yeah, Subbu, you want to say something? Okay. So Ramki, that is what I was just telling you, and you may get some access, or maybe you will be getting full access of Ariba as well, so that you can check with Subbu once, just for your confirmation.
Now, what about for SAP and Business
SAP
Network?
also you will be getting in the same box, so you will be getting SAP access as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Subbu.
Yeah, good morning, all. This is Subbu. So after demo, you have any course related timing access, please contact me. I will explain everything.
Yeah, better everybody now. You can contact to Subbu regarding timing, system access, and other details.
Sure, Subbu.
Okay.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Padmashri, Shravan, Sindhu.
Uh, just one. Can you just brief your description, like your experience and once, because I joined late.
Okay, so I'm working as a solution architect now in Ariba. So I have total 12 years of experience. So initially I started with and after 3 years I moved completely to the Ariba side. So in Ariba also I started working as an end user for some time, and then since last 8 years almost I'm working in Ariba. So I have worked in on-prem also for some time, but after that, since last more than 7 years, I'm completely into the cloud side. So I've worked on more than 10 implementations, I would say.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, fine. If you don't have any other questions, then let's wrap up the session for today. And if you need any other information, please reach out to Subbu.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining the
Thank you.
session.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the
Thank you.
session.
Thank you. Bye.